The Incredible Jessica James is a new dramatic comedy that just started streaming on Netflix. And it was written and directed by Jim Strauss. And it stars Jessica Williams from The Daily Show as the main character, Jessica James. And it's an actually pretty good film.
The ABCs of subverting the patriarchal paradigm.
It's never too soon to start questioning the system.
What system?
The system that we're all prisoner to.
I'm not prisoner to any system.
You just pretended to eat poop out of a diaper. So
When the film was first starting out, I wasn't all into it. Like, I didn't like some of the characters that much. And, it wasn't a great introduction with her because, like, she's on a Tinder date and she brought him there just to try to antagonize her ex-boyfriend. And it's just not a very great way to start off the character, but it's not very likable. Once the movie starts going, like, Jessica James becomes more likable, even when she's kind of goofy. And I will say that, this is probably Jessica James. Jessica Williams is an actress. That's I'll call her Jessica. She is a little rough around the edges with her acting. Like, especially noticed more towards the beginning, she seemed a little wooden. But I swear as the movie went along, especially every scene that where she's a teacher to these kids, like teaching how to be a playwright and how to act and do other things like that. These scenes are probably some of the best scenes in the movie because they just feel so real and so true. Like, I guess maybe she's really good with the kids and that, like, calmed her down a bit or what. But, like, through all these scenes, she's perfect. And it's really almost the heart of the movie comes out in this storyline of the kids. Like, these are all, like, poor kids. And, she's, like, teaching them how, like, to write their story, and she's also in parts telling parts of her story. And you see, some of these kids, they mirror her, especially this one girl that has, her parents are divorced, and, she's a young black girl with her hair in a similar style. And I think, she really sees herself in her. And there are, like, really some really interesting stuff where, like, the girl wants to go on a trip with her dad because it's his weekend. But Jessica wants her to go on this writing retreat where one of the guests is one of her favorite playwrights. And, like, there's a lot of interesting things with that because you see her, like, trying to push herself on the girl when maybe the girl doesn't exactly want that, and, that she's trying to, like, force some things when, there are other things that are important to her. And I love how they like you see, Jessica does say some things that you wouldn't agree with are kind of mean, but then they fix those scenes, like, later in the movie. Like, there's a really well crafted how it comes back to those ideas and those stories. At its core, this movie is about a girl that's moving on from a serious relationship with her boyfriend, Lakeith Stanfield, from the Atlanta show. And I don't really like some of the aspects of the film where there's 3 dream sequences. And the first one, like, I didn't even know the dream sequence. Like, even when at the end of the scene, it, like, transitioned to a scene of her, like, waking up. And I just thought it was the next morning. Because these scenes, like, they felt so real, even though the ends of them generally were extreme. Like, especially in the second one, when the end of the dream sequence, I was like, "Whoa!" I was, like, laughing out loud because I thought, "Oh, that's an interesting step for the movie to take. An interesting way to take this character." But it was just a dream sequence, and, like, they seem so real. I mean, and I guess maybe a playwright has her dreams are more real when the characters give lines back and forth. But I think, my dreams is mostly, like, even we think that even semi-waking dreams is mostly, like, one voice, kinda. And it seems like the conversation they talk about their relationship and what happened, and they feel too real. And the setup for them, like, randomly meeting each other, it seems like they all could have happened. And I wish, I don't know if I really like the aspect of those dream sequences. Even though, like, it's almost like her brain kind of working out that relationship and putting it aside for this potential new relationship with Chris O'Dowd. And they do a lot of interesting things with that too, because it'd be easy to just have him be the guy, but he has stuff going on too, because he is divorced his wife, but he still loves her. And they've also have a lot of interesting aspects where they like follow each other's exes' Instagrams. And I like how they have they put the Instagram feed like on the side of the movie, like, and it's interesting how they intersperse that into the film. Like it works really well. Also, the only other thing is that some of the dialogue is a little too quirky. Like it feels like it's not real. I noticed that the most with when Jessica is talking with her friend Tasha, played by Noelle Wells. And I mean, I like their relationship with each other, but at the same time, like they say trendy words, and they talk about vibrators, and like a lot of things that happen with them doesn't entirely feel real. Like it's like a hyper reality. And I understand what they're going for, but some of the scenes brought me out a little bit. And again, there are a couple of long ones towards the beginning where I really wasn't into the film at the beginning. But once it gets going, like I like where a character goes. I like things that happen with them. The other thing I noticed too is that, for the most part, nothing in the film is black and white. There are multiple layers about everything that's going on, except for when she goes home to visit her family for her sister's baby shower. And something about that, it feels like it's very one note. It feels like she was trying to say something like she's higher than them, and like they kind of judge her about things, her lifestyle, and just like what she's wearing and things that happen. And it's like, I understand what they're going for, and like she sees like all of her stuff at home, like picture of her plays she wrote when she was in high school and stuff. I understand what they're going for, but I almost feel like maybe the writer really doesn't like their family or something like that, or like there's some aspect of that where it could have been a little tighter. It could have had more to say instead of just, once that scene ends, they never really come up again. You never see the family again. Like you never see anything more with them. And that's like one of the weaker parts of the film. But as a whole, this film is really endearing. I really like Jessica Williams as this character. And, there's not a whole big story, but it's like there's a little bit of romance, and there's the drama, and there's the comedy. And, there's a lot of interesting things about it, and I really enjoyed the movie. I definitely recommend it if you have Netflix. I give it like an 8.25 out of 10, I think. It's not perfect, but it's a really enjoyable little dramedy. So thanks for watching. You can check out other reviews around my head or subscribe to me over here. Thanks.